Peace, love. I'm back at you once again. Yeah, I'm here to tell you this once again. When people have problems, what they go to? The blicky, and they just want to take people out. Yeah, that's what they want to do. Check out this.
At least 5 deceased at this time. We have transported at least 6 to University of Louisville Hospital.
It was Louisville police updating us on a mass shooting at a bank there. They say 5 people were killed inside the bank. I believe they said 6 people were transported to the hospital, including an officer. Still no word on their conditions, but they say the shooter was dead on the scene. I want to bring in ABC News contributor, former NYPD chief of detectives, Robert Boyce, and ABC News contributor, former FBI agent Brad Garrett for more on this. Brad, talk me through what we're learning so far. This happened at a bank, and it seems the information so far is limited, but what do you make of what we do know?
So if you talk about a call coming in around 8:30, maybe 8:39, typically banks aren't open that early. So what does that tell us? We still don't know the motivation of the shooter, but did he go in with employees? Did he force the employees to go in? Does this have anything to do with the bank being potentially robbed? Or is this a domestic? I mean, we have no idea. But the point being, LMPD immediately responded, and it sounds like got into a gun battle with this guy. They've got one officer that's shot. They say the shooter's down. 6 people are deceased, maybe others, my guess is others are injured. But yeah, that's about all we really know at this point.
The shooter was dead on the scene. Does that tell you that the shooter was dead before police arrived?
Well, maybe. I mean, typically what happens is that when mass shooters, hear sirens or hear the activity of police outside, or maybe even initially engage with the police, they may well shoot themselves. But we don't know that. Obviously, he had enough time to shoot one officer. So at least there was some interaction. So obviously, he was not dead when they arrived at the scene.
Brad, they're saying 6 people were transported to the hospital here, including a police officer, but no word on their conditions. They say 5 people were killed inside. It sounds...
What a tragic situation. You go to work and not knowing that your days are numbered just by going to work. I mean, shout out to those family members who lost a loved one. You know, this is news that's just here quick, fast, in a hurry. And man, it's unfortunate that they had to go through this. Once again, somebody emotionally damaged who had problems. We don't know, but they're figured out. Continue.
It's like those 5 people were not including the shooter.
It does sound that way. And if this occurred reasonably in fashion, like most mass shootings, I mean, most mass shootings occur under 5 minutes. We don't know what type of weapon, obviously, the shooter had. If he had an assault weapon, it would take no time at all to injure that many people in probably a minute or two. But this is another situation without knowing more, where you have police responding quickly, and it sounds like got on top of it, and perhaps saved other lives.
So we know it's like he wasn't going for no money. He or she wasn't going for no money. It was some, to me, personal. It feel like it was something personal because didn't get out with no money. Wasn't trying to run and get the money. But I guess all that come out.
Bank some way. Was this targeted? In other words, this wasn't a bank robbery. It happened to be that the shooter had some issue with the bank or with an individual at the bank and arrived, in the neighborhood of 8:30, probably a little before. We'll see how that sorts out.
Our sources are telling ABC News that according to the preliminary information, at least, this shooting is not believed to have been a terror-related in any way. How do you go about determining that, and how important is that determination at this stage of an investigation?
Well, it's only important from the standpoint of connections to the shooter. In other words, was this an event that's supposed to lead to another event. Clearly, you need to get that in hand as quickly as possible. I mean, what little, Nyan, we know, I suppose, doesn't really lend itself preliminarily to this as a terrorist act. This sounds like it's either workplace violence or it's generated toward a particular individual. I suppose it could be a takeover type bank robbery, but if there's only one lone shooter, that's wouldn't be high on my list on limited information we have. But I would say that's the real key, is about other people potentially involved.
You're right. You're right. One person? Oh no, they ain't trying to get no money. They have something. It's something personal about a situation that occurred. Exactly. I go with that.
Probably my guess is the answer is no to that. And then they can sort it out as far as what the agenda was of the shooter, which I'm sure won't take any time at all.
Now, you heard one guy, one mass shooter. Yeah, it was something personal. It's got to be. When they do all the investigation, that's what it's got to be. Personal. Money got jacked off. Either it's a marriage, and they was actually ready to go out. Because they out of here. Along with the people that they shot. Shout out to those people who lost their loved ones. Shout out to people who are recovering, hopefully. Yeah. Once again, emotionally damaged. Don't know how to handle a situation and take it out on other people. They were just love, man. I'm out.